Caps 13 Sports Update, I'm Michael Bauer. The Pittsburg State football team was delivered their first loss of the season with a stunning upset to the Fort Hays State Tigers. While the football team had an up-and-down weekend at home. But we'll start with the football team in their Week 4 contest. Playing against the Fort Hays State Tigers for the first time in 3 years, the Gorilla offense were held to their lowest point total at home in 23 years. The Tigers became the second team this season to score on PSU, and it came with some controversy as quarterback Travion Albert's 44-yard touchdown pass was picked off by Devontae Bosby at the goal line before being ruled a fumble into the end zone, where Ed Williams for the Tigers would recover the loose ball to put Fort Hays in front. The crowd did not like that call, but that was all the Tigers would need to defeat the Gorillas. Pitt State quarterback Anthony Abinoa went only 9 for 16 passing-wise for 160 yards and was sacked 4 times. The Gorilla offense also had to cope without running back Jeff Siebold, who limped off the field in the first half and did not return for the remainder of the game. Pitt State rushed the ball 35 times for 80 net yards. Siebold finished with 32 rushing yards, while Connor Frizzell booted field goals of 37 and 33 yards in the first half. His 55-yard field goal attempt late in the fourth quarter was blocked, and the Tiger defense held on for the 7-6 victory. Their first win over PSU since 1978. The Gorillas fell to 19th in the national rankings. The Gorilla football team will next travel to St. Joseph, Missouri for a matchup with the Missouri Western State Griffins. Both teams will enter this Saturday's game with a 3-1 record. The Gorillas will be aiming to forget about last week's loss as they prepare for the 6 o'clock kickoff time. The Pittsburg State defense has only allowed 14 points scored on them so far this season. The Griffins started the season with a narrow 1-point victory over Central Missouri before dropping a 26-17 home loss to Central Oklahoma. Missouri Western responded with a 30-0 win over Northeastern State and are coming off a 26-9 win against Lindenwood from last week. The Gorillas defeated the Griffins on the road last year 34-14. Many students have been showing off their athletic abilities with some on-campus activities. Caps 13's Caleb Wood spent the day with some students participating in intramural sports. State intramurals happen almost all year round. To find out what sports you would like to play and win, go to pittstate.edu and check out their campus recreation page. The Pittsburg State volleyball team hosted a roller coaster weekend, losing to the Nebraska Kearney Lopers 3-2 last Friday night before beating the Fort Hays State Tigers the following day 3-2. Going up against nationally ranked Nebraska Kearney, the Gorillas lost the first set 25-11 before battling back to take the next 2 sets 27-25 and 25-22. There were 8 ties and 3 lead changes in the second set, and the Gorillas took an early lead before the Lopers fought back. But the Gorillas weren't finished as they tied the match at 20 before back-to-back kills by Madison Mosier and Maggie Heiberger gave the Gorillas the win. The third set was another back-and-forth affair before Pitt State took a 24-21 lead and eventually took the set. Unfortunately, the Gorillas lost the 4th and 5th sets, and the Lopers escaped with a win. For the Gorillas, Maddie Mosier had 17 kills and 2 blocks, while Paula Okrutna had 12 kills and 2 blocks. Ari Crittleton had 10 kills and 4 blocks for the Lopers, while Kel Carver had 17 kills and 3 blocks, while Kinsley T. Colstad had 16 kills and 1 ace and 5 blocks. LaRose Curry finished the night with 10 kills and 1 ace. On Saturday, the Gorillas found themselves once again in a 5-set situation for the 3rd straight time last week, but this time PSU would find a way to win, beating Fort Hays State 15-10 in the 5th set at John Lance Arena. The Gorillas lost the first set before winning the next 2. The Gorilla volleyball team will next face the Northwest Missouri State Bearcats on the road on Friday, and then will face Missouri Western State on Saturday in St. Joseph, Missouri. The Pittsburg State cross-country teams will travel to Lawrence to compete in the Kansas University Rimrock Farm Classic. The men will be running the 8-kilometer course, while the women will be running in 6 kilometers. The Carl Junction Bulldogs are back at home to face the Cassville Wildcats in this week's 4 States Game of the Week. GTV's Will York has more.